guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Don't know, it's a girl Rochelle. So as you all see by the title down below and thing, I know you guys are aware of what I'll be doing in today's video. Please remember to leave a like on the video, spam in the comment sections, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. And remember to follow me on Instagram at rich_shut up. Alright guys, so I decided to do this video because I recently broke up out of my relationship and thing. Almost 2 months now. Yeah, so I decided that I'm gonna do this video because a lot of persons been asking me, like, you know, how I go about being single, how I take the breakup, and a lot of things. So you know, I decided that I'm gonna just build a video and just like explain everything throughout this video so that you guys can have a total understanding. So the reason I'm building this video is not just about me alone, but you know, it's about a lot of persons that are out there. Bear in mind that you have a lot of persons that, you know, they broke up out of a relationship and they don't have a child that's present, as well as they have couples that do break up out of a relationship and they have a child present. So I'm here to give you guys 6 steps on how to go about moving on after a breakup. Alright, so the first step is you have to separate your feelings. Alright, so this is a case where a person still have attachment. So how to separate your feelings? The best way to go about this is to just block and delete. So I'm gonna be elaborating on these steps that I'll be giving you. So if this is a case where someone in a relationship just break up and a child was not present in that relationship, the best thing you can do is block and delete that person, because the moment you do not block and delete that person, you'll always have the feeling of not wanting to separate from the person that you've said you've broken up with. You know, once you have feelings, then it's a case where, you know, you probably still want the relationship to go back to normal and thing. In my case, that's totally a different scenario, because in my case, that relationship that I've broken up out of is a relationship that I will never return to. Yes, there's no hope or nothing about me going back to that relationship. So if it's a case where 2 persons are present and a child is involved, then you know the block and delete can come into place in that case, but it all depends on what both persons want. So if it's a case where problem to like call each other, but it's just for the sake of a child or a children, then that's totally understandable, because I mean, you know, if a child is present, then you know they have to hear from their mother or their father. If it's a case where probably both parents don't want to communicate or so, then you know another household of the family can always fall into place and call and make sure that the father or the mother do get the chance to talk to the child. Alright, so the second step is unfollow person off social media platforms. Alright, so I know that, you know, this is a step that a lot of persons I tend to like, okay, say I'm just gonna get rid of my account for good. I mean, I wouldn't advise anyone to do that, because getting rid of your account for good is like basically you're gonna like sacrifice like a whole account for a person, to please a person, in order to say, okay, you completely get rid of them. That would be like a stupid idea for anyone to do that. I would advise anyone to, like, if it's a case where you and a person is friend on Facebook, like in my scenario, like right now, me and my daughter dad is friend currently on Facebook, and this is a case where I'm gonna show you guys that I'm gonna get rid of him on my Facebook for good. Alright, so this is him. Alright, so as you all can see, we're currently friends on Facebook still. So what I'm gonna go do ahead, alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna unfriend him off Facebook. I just unfriend my ex off Facebook. So guys, basically the reason for this is because, like, if you and a person stop talk, you don't want to know what is going on in their life. You don't want to see them to be like, you know, reminiscing on anything or so. So you just want to make sure that you completely get them off everything that you have. So if it's a case where you have them on your Snapchat, I would advise you to unfriend them. If it's a case where you have them on your Instagram, unfollow them, same way. Yeah, you just don't want to know that you have your ex on no social media platforms, because if it's a case where you do, then you know that you and that person can still be in communication, and then that probably might lead to something else. If it's a case where you're not serious, then that can happen. But if it's a case where you're serious, I would advise you to do this step. The other step is accept the reality. So a lot of persons break up out of a relationship and thing, and it's like the hardest thing for them to accept. Like, it's like, oh, you thought you were the love of their life. It's like it's totally hard for you to accept, because if it's a case where you guys had like a bond where it seems like unbreakable, like nothing could have like come between the both of you, then it's gonna be hard to accept. But truth is, once you're out of a relationship and thing, the best thing for you to do is to accept the reality. The quicker you accept the reality is the faster for you to move on. So if you sit for like months and, you know, find this thing so hard, worrying, crying, and all those things, sis, you're not gonna get over that breakup, okay? So accept the reality. Guys, for me, accepting the reality was the easiest thing for me to do, because my scenario is totally different. So for me to accept the fact that I was no longer with my ex was easy for me to accept. The next step is delete photos and videos. I know that this is definitely hard for a lot of persons. Reason why I say that is because when you look at a lot of photos that you probably take with a person that you were with, that you've broken up with, I mean, you know, you're gonna feel like, oh my, I'm gonna like delete this photo, like I look so cute on this photo or something. So it's like you're gonna find it really hard to like delete a photo or like a video that you probably took with a person that, you know, look cute or those stuff. But if it's a case where you don't delete those photos or videos, it's gonna be like you're fantasizing on the past, because most people are easy to catch feelings. So once you and a person stop talk, just get busy, delete those photos, delete those videos. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna make your life a lot easier and thing. I mean, all you have to do is just think about taking some other photos similar to the ones that you know you're gonna delete for the best. But I'm not gonna lie, this step, you have to do it. For me, to delete photos and videos was like the easiest thing for me to do. The only thing that I would say is like, you know, knowing that you and a person that has like a child take some photos together, and then, you know, your child don't grow up and see certain things, then, you know, you probably want to say, oh, you know, I would want my child to see this photo of me and her father, you know, while we were together and stuff. But, you know, you just have to delete those photos and delete those videos. The sooner you do that, it's gonna be the better for you. So the next step is stop making excuse for them. A lot of persons, when they're like out of a relationship, they're gonna find all the excuse in the world to tell like people that, oh yes, you know, if this person did say they would do this, then I don't think we would break up. And if it's a case where this person didn't do this, then, you know, probably we could do this and we would still be together. Guys, let me tell you this. If it's a case where you and a person is not meant to be, it's just not gonna happen. It don't matter if you want to like change a person or like, you know, probably have them the way how you would want them to be. I mean, if it's a case where you guys is just not compatible, it's just not gonna work. You guys gonna break up, and then, you know, one day the right person will eventually come to you. So once you move on, just stop make excuse for this person, because if it's a case where this person did deserve you, then you would be together. But yeah, the reason why you guys are not together anymore is because this person just wasn't meant for you at all. So the last and final step is you have to move on physically and mentally. Alright, so for me, I made up my mind that I'm gonna move on and lose feelings and those things for the person that I was with. I mean, it wasn't that hard for me to do, even though at a point it was hard. But once you move on mentally, physically, it's gonna be like the easiest thing for you to do. Alright, so in this case now, generally speaking, a lot of persons, like mentally, when they do reach a point in their life where they do break up, mentally it's gonna be like the hardest thing for them to do. Whereas if it's a case where say you have your partner as like your best friend, someone that you like, you share your secret with, you do a lot of things with, you go out with, you enjoy yourself with, and those things, and then it's a case where you both break up, yeah, it's gonna take a toll on you mentally. So if it's a case where you can find like a pastor or like a counselor to like go get some counseling and thing on how to move on physically and mentally after a breakup, I would advise you to do that. I mean, everyone goes about situation differently, yeah, and a lot of people accept things differently, and we all know once you move on mentally, physically is gonna be like the easiest thing to do. Because if it's a case where you move on mentally but physically, say it's a case where you're at a person like house, or like you and a person living together then, and physically it's like you don't want to move out, you find it as the hardest thing to do, you're eventually gonna catch feelings for that person, and it's like you're not gonna want to move on, so something is gonna happen between you and that person. But if it's a case where you move on mentally, physically it's gonna be easy. Physically, you're just gonna take up your things, run through the door, move on with your life. So I hope this video has helped anyone that's on here that you're probably going through a rough breakup and thing. Yeah, I know that a lot of people know that getting out of a relationship can be so painful at times, and it all depends on like what causes the breakup. But I hope this video helped anyone that's going through a breakup. Yeah, so if this video did help you, please remember to spam in the comment section and let me know if this video helped you and thing. Yeah, and I just want to say this to anyone that's watching this as well. Whenever you're out of a relationship, don't feel less love, like you'll never find anyone else to love you, or it's like you'll never find anyone else that's gonna like love you for the person that you are, respect you, and do things to make you happy. Truth is, you never know like the next person in line that you're gonna talk to that will probably be the best person that you've ever met in your life. I mean, you just have to think about it, like you have like a lot of men out there that you can pick and choose from. I just hope this video help y'all, yeah, to get past whatever you're going through that rough breakup path and thing. Just know that you should love yourself and know that you deserve better. So if it's a case where you end your relationship and whatever the treatments be that you are getting in a relationship and thing, just tell yourself that you deserve more and just always be yourself. Alright, so this is the end of the video. These are my advices on relationship breakup, and I hope this video helped you all to let go and move on after a breakup. I know it can be the hardest thing, but you all have to just bend your mind and say that okay, you're gonna do this, and you're just gonna free your mind and think. So bye.